Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing? My name is Jimmy Jenkins. Growing up in Southeast Washington, D.C., life has been difficult. It is a consistent and constant effort and hard work to keep up doing with daily life while at the same time trying to find a better life for me, my family, and my community. My reality may be different from many of yours, but it mirrors that of many of my friends born and raised in violence-filled, forgotten neighborhoods, lack of father figures, exposed to all levels of drug dealing, drug abuse, and violence, dreaming about my funeral and my death before having the opportunity to live, and being judged because of what I look like and where I was from. My vehicle to change was sports, specifically basketball. The path to live a different reality, hope, success, life beyond 18 was cleared by the opportunity to play sports. I was one of those young men that caused problems. Some of you would have labeled me at risk. I was the young man that many people, including those in my schools, said I would not do anything with my life and that I would only accomplish failure. I know many people from my past would not believe that I'm standing here today speaking to you and being a part of making my community a better place.
Yes.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my mom. She never gave up, she never stopped praying, and she never stopped believing in the man I would become. Through my God-given talents and abilities with work hard and dedication, I was able to receive a full scholarship to play basketball at Chesapeake College in White Mills, Maryland. While a student athlete, I became an All-American and national player. My preparation from high school was not that strong, and that led to struggles with reading and writing. But just like I worked hard on the court, I worked even harder in the classroom. I was rewarded while walking across the stage and received a college degree. As a young man, I was told I had a very bad attitude, but what those people didn't take time to see was that I had a good heart, and that heart and that desire to do better led me to meeting and networking with great people from all different cultural backgrounds. Today I stand before you sharing that basketball was a vehicle that allowed me to get on the path. But my life today and my purpose is much bigger and better than basketball. Yes, I could have went on. Yes, I could have been one who chased the NBA dream and one whose image of baller would have been more important. But I know that basketball was a tool for me to change my life and lives of others. I continue to use basketball as a tool to influence the lives of others who live in my community, facing many of the same challenges I had, hoping them to understand that my story and my basketball skills are what helped me make basketball skills are what helped make me a God-fearing man, a leader, a great father to two of my sons, a community and outreach specialist, a coach, and most of all, an educated black man. I am just thankful for the opportunities that basketball has given me. I will always give back to my community, sharing my knowledge, skills, and compassion. Never forget that every successful story stated that way. Many are the result of troubled past. The Bible teaches us every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. My dream today is about the future of my community, seeing and supporting our children play basketball today and achieve bigger dreams tomorrow. To have them return to the community as lawyers, as doctors, business owners, professors, or mayors. I am excited about the opportunity that this facility will bring to my community. Yes, the vehicle will be basketball, but the impact will be better, much better. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, and thank you, Councilmember May, for your leadership in using my favorite sport, basketball, to bring bigger and better opportunities to my community. Thank you for the opportunity to share my story with you today. Now it's with my great respect and honor that I introduce the leader of my hometown and the mayor who has not forgotten about my community, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. All right. Well, good morning, Ward 8. It's a great day in Ward 8, and as my friend Marion Barry used to say, welcome to the great Ward 8. It is my privilege, Jimmy, and I want to thank you for that introduction and that wonderful story. And indeed, I think you tell the story and you said it best. Basketball is a vehicle to change in this ward and across this city. We made a big promise to Ward 8 that we would not forget you. We made a big promise that progress in our city is tremendous, and we have to spread it to every corner of the District of Columbia. So today, I am proud to announce a tremendous, overdue investment in the great Ward 8. I am pleased to be here with so many friends, and I want to acknowledge a tenacious fighter for this ward who is smart, who understands that every single economic investment dollar that this city makes should lead to jobs for DC residents, should lead to opportunities for DC businesses, and should lead to more economic development right here at St. Elizabeth. So please join me in acknowledging the Ward 8 Council Member, LaRuby May. I want to thank all my friends on the council because they understand that we've made significant investments. We've made significant investments in starting economic development projects all over the District of Columbia. And they know it's now time for Ward 8. So I want to thank Council Member Jack Evans from Ward 2. I want to thank Council Member from Ward 4, Brandon Todd, for being here. I want to thank at-large Councilmember Anita Bonds, who I understand will join us. But I want to thank all of the council members who will work with us to make sure that we get to the finish line and start the home of the Washington Mystics right here in Ward 8. There's some great friends standing up here with me who are going to speak to you, starting with the leader of Monumental Sports and Entertainment, Ted Leonsis. Give him a round of applause. And Sheila Johnson from Monumental Sports. Give her a big round of applause. The city's partners in this, DC Events DC. So I want to give Events DC a big round of applause. And let me just say that Ted and I worked together to bring the Olympics to Washington. We were disappointed that we don't have the Olympics coming to Washington, although we should. Right. We all can agree to that. So while we didn't win that one, we stayed focused on how we can continue to invest in our city, to bring jobs to our city, and to bring investment in parts of the city that have been under-resourced. We share a commitment to revitalizing underserved neighborhoods. As mayor, I've been focused on spreading economic opportunity to every corner of our city to ensure that Washingtonians willing to work hard can have a pathway to the middle class. And so we are not only excited that we're talking about a state-of-the-art training center for the Washington Wizards and a forever home to the Washington Mystics. Working with Events DC, we will also have not only a sports arena, but an entertainment complex that can bring sports and arts and cultural events right here to St. Elizabeth's. We're excited about it for another reason. We needed a game changer here at St. Elizabeth's. We've heard a lot that was going to happen here at St. Elizabeth's. We just haven't seen it happen. And so it brings me great pleasure as mayor to be able to say that we can deliver that game changer, which will allow us to attract other development, other amenities, and get those projects started too. The district, I just signed an agreement downstairs, will commit $23 million. Events DC is going to contribute some more. Monumental is going to contribute more too. And then we're going to have $55 million sports complex, entertainment complex right here. 5,000 seats that are going to serve the residents of Ward 8 and everybody in the District of Columbia. So we're going to create 600 construction jobs, 300 permanent jobs, and then we're going to see even more jobs as Phase 1 development of St. Elizabeth's East will be sent down to the council for approval this fall. So, we're going to create workforce training programs so that the Ward 8 residents will be ready for those jobs. Internships to expose high-need students to careers in sports, entertainment, and hospitality. We will spur more than $4 million annually in new tax revenue. We like that, right, Jack? No taxes. $4.5 million every year, for a total of $90 million over the period of the 19-year lease. This arena will provide a significant economic boost. We're going to have almost 400,000 people come here every single year. And that's a good thing. We also know that we will be able to take even more advantage of the development opportunities because of this investment around the Congress Heights Metro Station. Events DC will operate the facility, and we will attract the best regional and national artists and events for the enjoyment of Ward 8 residents. I very much look forward to working with Ted, Monumental, and Events DC. But before I turn it over to Ted, I want to make a very special acknowledgement. Now, mayors get to stand in front, cut ribbons, break ground, and do all the fun stuff. But one of the biggest jobs that the mayor has is to attract the best team, a team that will look at opportunities and make opportunities even where none seemingly exist. And I want to give acknowledgement for their creativity, innovation, persistence, and just really good negotiating. To my staff at DMPAD and the Deputy Mayor for Economic Development, Deputy Mayor Brian Kenner. Thank you, Brian. Brian's humble, but I told him last night this is a BFD. And for all the fans of Joe Biden, you know exactly what that is. So to talk more about the BFD, Ted Leonsis.
Thank you so much. And before we begin, you can see it's very hard to say no to our mayor. I think we have the most dynamic and accomplished mayor of any major city in our country. And it's another round of applause for our mayor. And the mayor gets an original Wizards with number 51. I'll let you figure out what that means. Today's really about gratitude, and while we'll thank all of the people that came together cross-functionally around our city, I wanted to thank the people who were here, the neighbors and friends and all of the people that I've met here in Ward 8 since we started this process. The welcoming embrace that we have felt from the people in this community really made the decision very, very easy on where we would commit and grow and really commit to a 20-year narrative in helping you and working together to make this a fantastically well-developed neighborhood, especially from the economic development standpoint. The mayor and her staff, not only spectacular in their support, but they got things done. And usually in politics, there's a lot of talk and very little action, and this administration delivered for you, the people of Ward 8, and you really should be proud of the effort and the teamwork that was displayed there. Deputy Mayor Brian Kenner and his staff were magnificent and very, very creative, and Councilmember LaRuby May and Jack Evans were always there pushing and prodding and solving all the problems. And Max Brown and Greg Odell of Events DC, they will deliver for us. They are really in charge of developing and bringing these buildings to life for us in the community. And we have great trust in the work and the effort and the efficacy of how they'll deliver. Wizards President Ernie Grunfeld is here. Ernie was tireless in making sure that we could build and we could create the world's best, the NBA's best Wizards practice facility, and we chose Ward 8. You are now a national news story. And so I give Ernie credit. Bradley Beal and John Wall, if you could. Bradley Beal, John Wall. We have the best young backcourt in the NBA. Not only are they great players, these are great human beings. We asked, would they come out and support us in this? No questions asked. They're here. They understand the double bottom line nature of what they do, that they can do really, really well while still doing good for our community. Our Mystics coach and general manager, Mike Tebow, is here with three great players, Natasha Cloud, Stephanie Dolson, and Emma Mieserman. Wizards, don't be shy. Wizards have made the playoffs 2 years in a row. I'm pleased to say that the Mystics have made it 3 years in a row. We opened the playoffs Friday in New York, and our goal is to treat the Mystics with the same dignity and respect and love that we do with the Wizards. Right. And that as you'll hear from Sheila, that they can have their own arena and their own practice facility and be the best in class in the WNBA is a testament to the city and their embracing of all that we're doing with our sports team. Raul Fernandez is one of our partners and vice chairman, Peter Bechet, who's our CFO, and Randy Bowe, who frankly drove this deal, and I can't be more grateful because bringing together all of the business groups and political leaders in our city was no easy task, and that we're all here today. It's a great day for our community. I would like to thank again the people of Ward 8. We're all going to work, and we're all in this together, creating jobs, being able now to attract other businesses to come here, and they'll create jobs. We will be making a $10 million investment over the life of this deal into charities and businesses in this community. We view that as a public service, and we'll continue in our charitable work with DC College Success and DC CAP to do the best we can to make a growing excellence in the school systems be even better. So thank you. It's a wonderful day. I couldn't be more proud to be amongst the friends in Ward 8 and looking forward to getting this done and having our first games in 2018. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to Sheila Johnson, one of our owners and vice chairman and president of the Washington Mystics. Sheila?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mayor Bowser. And thank you for this great turnout. This is truly amazing. I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of Monumental Sports and Entertainment and to join with the mayor and our friends from Events DC as we celebrate this exciting announcement. You've already heard about the scope of our agreement and the state-of-the-art training facility and 5,000-seat arena we plan to create. We're really excited about what this means for the Wizards and the Mystics moving forward. But make no mistake, what we're trying to build is much bigger than bricks and mortar. This investment will help revive and renew Southeast DC and bring new economic vitality to the community. We've seen it happen. Just look at the impact that the Verizon Center has already had on the Chinatown area. I know we can see it happen here too, with jobs and opportunity and growth. We can help give this historic community the spotlight it deserves. It means a lot to a neighborhood when national level athletes are training there each day. Sport teams are a great catalyst for unity and pride. And this new facility will be world-class and designed with our athletes in mind. And I'm telling you, it's going to set a whole new standard for the WNBA and for the fans. I again want to acknowledge my coach, Mike Tebow, and general manager, my players, Natasha Cloud, Stephanie Dawson, and Emma Messerman. This is the third time, a franchise record, that we are going to the playoffs. When the Wizards and Mystics are playing here in Congress Heights, it will bring new energy to the neighborhood, I promise you. It will offer new ways to connect communities across the Anacostia, and that's not to mention the other sports and entertainment events the new facility can host. We think we can attract more than 380,000 new residents and visitors per year. So I'm ready for the opening tip, and I'm excited for all the good things to come, and we work together to make this city the best it can be. And now I'd like to introduce your Ward 8 Council member, LaRuby May.
All right.
Good morning, Ward 8.
Good morning.
It's such a great day. We've been blessed with great weather, correct?
Yes.
So let me start as I always do, first giving thanks to the Creator for the opportunity to be here and for the opportunity to serve the great residents of Ward 8. Today is a significant day in the life and development of Ward 8. And being only about 100 plus days into my role in serving the residents of Ward 8, thank you. Ward 8! She's not on the payroll. She's just a happy constituent. I'm excited to partner with our mayor and her team to bring such a significant and important catalytic project to St. Elizabeth here in my neighborhood in Congress Heights of Ward 8. My commitment was to bring investment and resources to Ward 8. Now, you've heard some of the speakers mention that this project is bigger than basketball. And indeed, I agree. It is bigger than basketball. Although my shoulder and my age
Prevent you from playing.
I mean, I know you're the mayor and all, but limits, not prevents. Limits my ability today to play basketball. Basketball played a very important role in my being the person and leader that I have become. It taught me skills that I have used beyond the court. As a teammate, I learned the value of supporting others. That our team success was less about my individual talent and about how we work together as a team. As a point guard, my role was to coach from the court, which meant knowing the plays well enough to guide my teammates to the right place while looking for opportunities to assist them in scoring. Being on a team was about game day, but more importantly, about practice and a dedication to conditioning that many fans, these are things that many fans never get to see. So I've been asked, Mayor, how do I feel about this? Tom Sherwood asked me this yesterday. How do I feel about this project? What does it mean for the residents of Ward 8? Do you really believe putting money into an arena will have an impact on the violence in your community? So the answer could be summed up that this project is bigger than basketball. But let me tell you what bigger than basketball means to me. Bigger than basketball means that this project will cut the path but not guide our actions. Our actions to provide a safe community for Ward 8 residents will guide this journey. My commitment to employment, education, housing, and investing in bringing resources to Ward 8 will guide this journey. My shared commitment with Mayor Bowser to end chronic homelessness in the district will guide our efforts to provide permanent supportive housing for our brothers at 801 located here on this campus. So this arena in basketball will cut a path for opportunities at St. Elizabeth's that we all will travel as our community moves to the bigger than. I look forward to working with the team from DMPED, from DMGO, Deputy Mayor Courtney Snowden, as we move step by step in fulfilling a commitment to our community. I look forward to being part of this development and making sure that all of the commitments to Ward 8 are actualized, and that, as we know, bringing what to this community will be bigger than basketball. Thank you all very much. And now I have the opportunity to introduce to you the man who will as the mayor stated, worked really hard to make sure this happened and is going to make sure that it happens with the residents of Ward 8. Deputy Mayor Brian Kenner.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, council member. It is hot and I will be brief. Very excited to be here, obviously. In many ways, it always takes a village to get these kinds of projects across the finish line, and so we're very happy to have been working with a number of people, which I will just quickly acknowledge. First and foremost, I want to thank the mayor. It is with her leadership and her vision that we set out to try to make a project like this possible. So thank you, Mayor, very much. Very much want to thank the Monumental team, and too many people, but I'll just say Peter Bish, Jennifer Britton, Bill Hall, Randy Bowe, fantastic people to work with. Thank you all very much appreciate that. For Events DC, the entire Events DC board, thank you all very much. You all had to digest a lot of information in a very short period of time, and so very much appreciate your due diligence in that way. Eric Moses, Greg Odell, who was fantastic through this project, and finally the chairman, Max Brown. Thank you very much, Max, through everything. On the DC side, the Department of General Services had a lot of time spent in our early stages along with the OCFO's office, and so for the Department of General Services, Jonathan Kane, Jeff Bonvecchio, Director Weaver, who even though he had not started yet, came to our meetings. On the OCFO side, John Ross, who was really helpful in helping us work through some of the financial elements, as well as Jeff DeWitt, our CFO. Thank you very much in the OCFO's office. Finally, on the administration side, I really want to thank Mark Toohey, Joaquin McPeak, our communications person. He put this whole thing together. Thank you, Joaquin. Kate Ngata, who has been handling lots of our sports and entertainment-related issues. Ingrid Wilson and Chandra Gomez. There were so many meetings to coordinate and put together that I thank you all tremendously. And then 4 people that I really want to highlight. Susan Longstreet, our general counsel, who could not be here today, but she was fantastic in making sure that the district and taxpayer money was protected at all times. The St. Elizabeth's Executive Director, Catherine Buell. Thank you so much, Catherine. Catherine very much has a vision and was really one of the architects around the $10 million community investment that Monumental will be making to the facility. So thank you, Catherine, very much for that. My Chief of Staff, Andrew Trueblood, who is always at my side with projects like this. I very much want to thank Andrew wherever he is, because I cannot see him right now, but I'm sure he's around. There he is right there. Thank you, Andrew. And another person, our Director of Development, Sarosh Olpadwala, who is actually at the council right now doing a testimony and a hearing on a project that we have in front of the council. And so, Sarosh, wherever you are, we give you a big shout out. Again, I will just echo that from my perspective, this is more than just basketball. I was at a St. E's community stakeholder meeting last night, and I've been around this project now for 6 years. I've seen all kinds of things, pop-up markets, I've seen ice slides, I've seen this facility that we're standing on top of. I've seen the RISE Demonstration Center. We know that we have to be generating interest and investment here. That's not only going to be helpful in being an attraction, but is also going to be helpful to the residents of Congress Heights, the residents of Ward 8, and the residents of Washington, D.C. We view this investment that we're doing today as a positive step in that direction. So I, again, want to say thank you all very much for coming out. It's a great project, and we look forward to doing it. With that, I would like to introduce the chairman of Events DC, Max Brown.
All right.
Sir, thank you.
I think it's hotter, and I will be more brief than Brian. So let me just first thank everybody who's been thanked. I also want to thank our board. I see Alan Boob is here. I want to thank Alan for his contribution and all of our board members. I want to and Linda Greenan. Thank you, Linda. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Mimsy Lindner. Anyone else? Any of our other board members here? Thank you so much. I also want to thank Greg Odell and his team and Eric Moses. They've digested a lot of information, done fantastic financial analysis, business analysis. So thank you again, guys. We appreciate it. You know, we come to these events and we say we're excited to be here, and I can tell you we are all excited. I'm particularly excited to be here. This is unbelievably transformative, and I can't thank the mayor enough for bringing us on as partners, but also for her vision for making this happen. So the mayor's humble, but I have to tell you, she drove this and made this happen. Mayor, thank you very much. As other speakers mentioned, this facility is going to create jobs. It's going to create permanent jobs, temporary jobs, economic development that's going to transform and catalyze this campus. And it's a tremendous, tremendous victory for all of us. So I just want to thank Monumental, Ted and his team, Sheila Johnson, Raul Fernandez for all that they've done to put their money where their mouth is. With that, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I will reintroduce Mayor Bowser.
Thank you. Well, thanks, guys. You've heard, I think, all you need to hear about our exciting announcement. We're looking forward to getting started. We're looking forward to the shovels going in the ground and all of the complementary development that will happen here at St. Elizabeth's. We're going to move downstairs where we will give some time for the press to reset, and then Ted and I will be able to answer your questions. Thank you, everybody.
Great job.
Well done.